It's beginning to look like Bears football. A familiar feeling we know. Hey, the offense sucks dick. This team's quitting pretty quick. Another idiot head coach that has to go. It's beginning to look like Bears football. How will they respond? Surely they'll get over the Hail Maryland from last week, right? Surely they'll come out and they'll play better, right? Oh my God. Bears football! If you were wondering how this team would respond after last week's choke job to the Commanders, how this coaching staff would come out, this team ready to go, you already knew the fucking answer. They didn't respond. This coaching staff didn't have them prepared. Fucking game log. And the Bears got their shit rocked by the Cardinals tonight, 29-9. Oh my God. Now I'm sure a lot of you will look at this and probably were expecting me to just say Bears football and cuss and rant and rave for 10 plus minutes. And while typically I would do my best to try and meet those expectations for you, the reality is, like, this is so bad that this has crossed over into the silly, stupid, why are you not surprised, Bears football season, and as a result, I mean, when your best player on the team by a country mile on the field on Sunday is your kicker, you know you're in a bad spot. This was a total catastrophe. And this game wasn't anywhere as near as close as the final score may indicate. From very early on, you're watching and you're saying to yourself, yep, they had all week to prepare, and of course they laid a fucking egg. The offense coming out, going 3 and out. The defense allowing the Cardinals to run the ball down their throat. You know, I talked about it in the preview video. Hey, the Cardinals can really run the ball. The Bears' defense is kind of soft. Key for the Cardinals here is pound the fucking rock. And they did. For over 200 yards. 3 rushing touchdowns. Now, this kind of middle of the road, middle of the pack Cardinals offense going up against this fraudulent ass Eberfraud defense, this Eberflush defense that's supposed to be really good, and the Cardinals just mollywopped them today. I mean, what the fuck else can you really say, right? What else can you say? They mollywopped these guys. They dominated them in the trenches. The running backs were breaking tackle after tackle. And then on the other side of the ball, when you go to the trenches, the Bears' offensive line, naturally, it's been a bad unit all year, only got worse with the injuries that they have. They got mollywopped all game long. Like, to me, one of the epitomes of this game was there was a play where Buda Baker's coming right up the middle on a blitz. And Caleb sees it, but he doesn't have time to adjust or anything like pre-snap, but he sees it and he points to it. And Tevin Jenkins bails to aid the center. Whatever the protection there was fucking stupid, because here comes Buda Baker unmolested into the pocket to help drop Caleb for a sack. And that was a big theme of this game, was Caleb Williams on his ass. I think the Cardinals got pressure on like 45, 46% of Caleb's dropbacks today. Oh my God. Like, nothing went right here. You know, again, going back to the offense, it's almost like the Seahawks, when they parted ways with Pete Carroll, who were very familiar with Shane Waldron, and didn't even consider him for the head coaching job, might have a fucking reason to do so! How many Bears fans you have say, Well, you know, he's not really very good GW, but he didn't want it. Why in the fuck would he not want it? That's stupid. Of course he fucking wanted it. The problem is the team that was most familiar with him took a hard fucking pass at him, but the Bears couldn't wait to bring him in to be their offensive coordinator. What's this offense's fucking identity? Other than shit. Other than putting guys in the wrong spots, the wrong positions. Keenan Allen's really good on underneath shit and, you know, getting quick separation. So let's run him on long, down the field, slow separation type of plays. Cole Kmet's a pretty good tight end. So let's not target him until late in the fucking game. DJ Moore is pretty good on slants. Let's not target him with any fucking slants. Caleb's really good when he improvises, not so much in structure. So let's try and put him in structure that isn't even fucking there for most of the fucking game. God, he was shit today too. Like, that's 2 straight stinkers. And you can't just blame him, obviously. This is a total team fuck up, a total team failure. But, you know, this is the type of game that as the leader of the team, even as a rookie, and maybe that's putting too much pressure on him, but maybe it's the appropriate amount of pressure on him if you're expecting him to be the face of the fucking franchise as the number 1 overall goddamn pick. This is the type of game that you've got to take the team by the horns. You got to put on your big boy fucking pants. I don't care if you bought them in the men's or women's section. Who gives a shit, Caleb? This needs to be the type of game where you put the team on your fucking back. And of course, he failed to fucking do so. Now, with as much pressure he was facing and as stupid as the offensive play calling and play designs are by the wizard Waldron, how realistic was it to expect Caleb to do anything other than suck today? You know you're in a fucked up spot when your head coach is interviewed coming out of halftime and he says his message to the team was something to the effect of, well, this is what the score is, and we've got everybody. Could you imagine fucking being motivated by that? I couldn't. Could you imagine sitting there saying to yourself, that's a guy I want to go fight hard for? Unbelievable. Like, it's one thing if the Bears lose today to the Cardinals, who are an okay team. They're not very good, but I think they're playing a little above their skis right now, this coaching staff under Jonathan Gannon. They're doing a solid job of what they've got. You know, they're a year or 2 away from really making any serious noise, if they ever do, but they're playing better than they did last year. They play hard, like, they do some things well. So if you lose to them on the road, so be it. But to get destroyed like this, and again, the 20-point final score is not indicative of how dog shit this performance was by the Bears. Self-inflicted damage, penalty after penalty. You're getting Jervon Dexter getting called for fucking leverage on a freaking field goal attempt. At this point, right? Like, DeAndre Swift getting called for a chop block in the end zone that results in a safety, and then was Torrey Taylor attempting an onside free kick? What the fuck was that? And then to top it all off, as the Bears are trying to ride out the string and they've been blown out, in the last bit of the game, behind an offensive line that's gotten their shit pushed in all fucking day, Matt Eberflus apparently can't math it up and realize it might not be a good idea to keep Caleb Williams in this one. Go with Bajan season. Finish it out. Instead, he puts Caleb Williams in, and Caleb apparently tweaks his fucking ankle. Now, don't blame me. I wanted fucking Eberflus gone. I didn't want him back. But here we are, because Bears football, naturally. And you know, as many Bears fans that are now going to hop on the fire Eberflus bandwagon, welcome, by the way. There's always more room. I won't hold it against you. Better to be right at some point than never at all. At what point in time do you blame the general manager, who was a former offensive lineman as a player, yet can't build a competent offensive line to save his fucking life, hired a dumb dick offensive coordinator, not only hired the failed head coach, who has never won a road game as an NFL head coach on Sunday. See, 3-18 now on the road total, 0-17 or some shit on Sunday road games. You hired the wrong guy and exacerbated that problem by bringing him back this year when you should have started with a clean fucking slate. You actually would have improved your job security and you would have put Caleb in a better situation to succeed. Instead, you did the Bears football thing, and you must have fallen in love with Eberflus's fucking beard, whatever the hell. He's a nice guy. Who gives a shit? We want winners. It's almost like hiring the guy who was the defensive coordinator in Indianapolis, whose defense gagged on cock in the last week of the season to miss the playoffs against a Jaguars team that ended up getting the number 1 overall pick in that next draft. Should have been a fucking warning sign that, hey, maybe this guy is just an adequate defensive coordinator and that's fucking it. Nope, they hired him after 2 years of sucking because he won a few games late in the year when it didn't fucking matter. They brought him back and now you're reaping what you fucking sow. The chickens have come home to roost. The Bears today look like a team that's not going to win another game the rest of the year. When you look at the rest of their schedule, it's not inconceivable to think that that's possible. Or if they were to win one, it would be very late in the year because somebody like the Packers or the Vikings or the Lions would be resting starters and not giving a shit about winning the game. And then the Bears could have a hollow victory. As far as the Patriots, I saw the fucking, Vegas started them off, the Bears as 7-point favorites next Sunday against the Patriots. On what fucking planet? Well, it's going to be a get-right game for the Bears. Who's to say it's not a get-right game for the fucking Patriots? What have you seen out of this Bears team the past 2 weeks that gives you any real hope or confidence that they would go and beat New England on Sunday? And yes, I realize New England fucking sucks, but shit, after the past couple of weeks, this shit has changed dramatically and quickly, and sometimes that's what shit does in the NFL. It stands for not for fucking long. 7-point favorites. Vegas is drunk. But yeah, like all this shit talk about Eberflus, it's time to put the fucking spotlight on Mr. A1C levels himself, Ryan Poles. Like, it's not about necessarily the number of mistakes that you make. Sometimes it's about the impact and size and scope of those bad decisions or mistakes. Inadequately addressing the offensive line multiple seasons in a row, that's on the general manager. Trading a 4th-round pick for Keenan Allen and bringing him in and then not utilizing him in a way that's most effective for Keenan Allen in this offense and for Caleb Williams is ultimately on Ryan Poles. Investing too much in the defense just so it could suck dick today. And you're going to say, well, they didn't have Montez Sweat, they didn't have Brisker, they didn't have Gordon, or whoever the fuck. Yeah, you can see the difference with the Montez Sweat. I will acknowledge that fully. But at the end of the day, it's still a team that's invested a lot in the defense. And, it's not like Tyreek Stevenson missed the whole game or anything. He came in and played, but Terrell Smith played well himself. The bottom line is that this defense should have been fucking better than it was today, and they sucked cock really hard. They took James Conner cock gobbler all day long. Put absolutely no pressure on Kyler Murray to really have to do anything in this fucking game, so he could just coast, and that's what he did. He didn't hurt his team. He didn't make any bad mistakes for the most part. Like, Bears football! Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a rough second half of the year, and if the past couple of weeks have been any indication of anything, we're going to get heading into an offseason here soon where we're really questioning whether Caleb Williams is the guy, because based off what we've seen the past couple of weeks, like, how is he ever going to be fucking successful under this administration?